Okay, and we seem to be live. Let's just get the sound a bit higher. Just a bit, you know. There we go. So today we're going to play something almost educative as announced on the Discord channel. I just randomly decided to go for Predynastic Egypt, a game by Clarice Victoria. And this is actually a kind of successor to a series of Flash games. Back in the day, Clarice Victoria made Flash games, which I've played on, I think, Congregate. I think the first one was a Stone Age, and they made a Marble Age one. A Bronze Age, that was the second one. And then they went on to Steam with Marble Age, and I think after that they did Predynastic Egypt, and they also did a New Egypt one. I totally forgot what was the name though. I think it was Egypt Old Kingdom. I haven't checked that one out yet, but I would be definitely interested in. The core premise is very simple. Basically, what you need to do is you got a bunch of people. You have to sorry about that. And what you want to do is you want to just setting up the chat. Yeah, so what you need to do is you need to basically use your people in the most effective manner possible. We'll do a new game. I'm not sure if we'll be able to finish it in this very playthrough. So, okay. This is basically the prologue. This is essentially how you want to set up your game. So you can either do the easy, the medium, or the well, the hard way. So for example, we could lose 10% culture, and we'll gain some more final score. They also note the historical choice, so what the ancient Egypts would have been. So you can say, well, okay, we had a bunch of stuff, and you get advantages, or you get disadvantages, or we'll go with the vanilla experience. So we'll go with medium. Apparently this is the historical choice, so we'll do that. So we'll take the complete historical choice. I will, of course, be number 12, so number 12, which kind of... It doesn't really sound Egyptian. Maybe I should say Numboses the 12. Yes, that sounds Egyptian. That does sound Egyptian indeed. So, will I be a wise pharaoh or not? We shall see. I do not want to play a tutorial. There's not really that much to it, to be fair. I know I usually do tutorials, but in this case I won't. Let's wait for the game to load. It does take a bit more because I have OBS running and I'm streaming in the background. So, mission migration. We have always lived in these lands, but when food runs low, we wander to a new place. Before we move on, we need to gain strength for the new migration. So, this is your goal. You gain a bonus for that, and you gain a reward for that. So, I think this is the bonus you basically get anyway. And right now, our tribe is very, very easy to maintain. We have one worker, which is this guy here. We can have a maximum of 5. If you go beyond that, you actually suffer penalties to your production. So in general, you want to stay below your maximum, but in some points, it's very advisable to actually go above your limit and discard them later on. Anyway, right now, there's only one thing we can do, and that is put this worker here to this space here. Now, what does this do? This shows you what resources you gain if you put a worker on that spot. So if we let this guy lays about, he'll cost us 1 food, because each person will obviously consume 1 food per turn. This is the name of my settlement in Egyptian hieroglyphics, apparently. There we have a settlement in ancient Greek, which we can't change. This is your mission. Sometimes you'll get... What the hell is that? I'm not sure what that thing is supposed to do. It might be the Nile. Interesting. I have no idea what this thing is. It looks like a meter, so it's probably indicating something. I do not know what, though. This is the first... well, this is your turn. I think the game runs for 200 and something odd turns. I forgot the exact number. And yeah, this is the map. As you can see, it's quite big. There's actually more to it. We have to explore this one first before we can get into the other one. So this is the settlement. We're here right now. This is the Egypt map, which will be available once we reach a certain point in the game. Same with cults, discoveries, buildings, and well, game menu is always there for you. You don't have to discover the game menu. There's actually only one game I know of that needs you to unlock the game menu. I think it was called Achievement Unlocked. It was one of those flash games which were kind of making fun of the achievement and unlocking craze that went through gaming at some point. Anyway, we have somebody who is apparently being lazy. So we'll put him to hunting. He will now hunt, so he will give us 1 food each turn, which puts us to nothing. So we'll basically not get anywhere. So instead of that, what we'll now do is, now we're a primitive tribe. Our tribe is still at a primitive stage of development. It is nomadic and survived mostly by hunting and gathering. We live in temporary huts, so we'll gain no bonuses. We need to discover the Badari culture. And what you want to do now is actually move this guy over to here. So we'll use the 1 food we have had in store and discover something. And it was worth it. We have discovered a place that gives us 2 food each turn, so obviously we'll want to go harvest there. Now the rest of the game is fairly straightforward. Yeah, this is basically what you can do here. This means you can explore this place. This is how long it will take to do that. Usually when you explore a place, you have a chance of gaining, well, things. We want 1 more worker, and we want to send him to explore. I think we'll explore over here. There is something that's over here that we definitely want to explore. Now, I've played this game quite a lot. Also, this place here, I think this is kind of our settlement, so it just gained 1 production. There are a few basic resources. There is food, which is, well, everything you gain, everything you gather. There's your stockpile, there's your there's your change, and there's your stockpile. There's production, which is used for building, well, buildings. And there is culture. There's another resource we'll discover at some point. And also, you don't only need those for production and research, you also need them for a few events, which are kind of the meat of the game. Throughout the game, there are little challenges that you have to figure out. I think this is, yeah, this is basically a Nile meter. Okay, so we have discovered something. We have found 3 culture, which is lovely. So now that you have the culture, we can develop things. So we could go with experimental breeding, which would give us 1 growth or 1 food every turn. We could go with the cult of the falcon, which will give us 2 culture every turn. Or we can do a domestication of dogs, which will give us -1 scouting duration every turn. I'm kind of tempted to go with that, because it means we can scout this place here very, very efficient. Which means we might be able to find more things. That was not exactly great. Now suddenly you even find 3 workers, which is great. Sadly, not this time. And obviously, you also need to discover a place before you can build on it. So now I kind of want to go... how much do we need for the next work? Costs 7. Okay, I'll actually put my luck on the line here and hope that we'll find some food in one of those places. There are victory conditions. You need to do this in 220 turns. Okay, let's get some free food now. And now that we get free food, we might actually go and do this. So in 2 turns we can get the 3rd villager, which will unlock the next thing. And what I tend to do is, well, first off, do this, so we get some free food. Our gatherers have noticed that grains which accidentally fall on fertile soil sprout plentiful shoots. It will be interesting to see if we will be able to repeat this and get more food. So now we need to get experimental farming and build 2 fields of grain. So what I usually do is I have one person exploring most of the time, just to get the map going. Ooh. And apparently now it's abundantly raining, and this Sahara has been blossoming, which means now the food places here are very, very plentiful. It's a great opportunity to actually get some food. Actually put my hunter here to good use. We'll also put the cult of the falcon up. I usually discover things like this, although we'll eventually go with more breeding. Okay, so now there is a hostile tribe near the settlement. We now get a new threat. The probability of attack. What a terrible word. So it's over here. This is rebellion chance, which will be important later on, and this is the chance of attack. Apparently, as you become bigger and more wealthy and advanced, you will be a more useful target. So we also started the myth about the ancestor falcon. Many generations have passed since our tribe began to honor the falcon. Even the elders can no longer remember how it all started, but people believe that the great falcon Horus founded our tribe and was our ancestor. So we gained some free culture. Also figured out, okay, scouts what neighbors the lion tribe considers it weak and gathers warriors to raid our settlement. But they still can change their minds, so we can either become friends with them or increase the tribe to 5 people, so that they see we have people and are dangerous. So this is the first kind of small challenge-ish bit. Kind of want weaving first. We need production. Okay, now that this is back to normal, we can use this guy to scout here, create a new person, which we'll actually put to scouting duty here. Okay, please let me find food. Okay, we found some fishing. Fishing is okay, but not quite what... This is what I wanted to find. We need this. There is kind of a plan behind all this. Okay, we still have 6 turns. How much food do I need for 25? Okay, I think it might be a wise move to actually... Yeah, we'll discover more stuff. Please let me find food. Or a free person. Okay, crap. That didn't go as planned at all. But we can now figure out this. And with this, we can build 1 field of grain. It will take 2 turns and it will sap production every turn. But we discovered a sandstone field, or a... Ooh, a new animal god. Besides Horus, the priests suggest that we begin to honor and make sacrifices to a new animal god. It will become an additional burden, but this god will help us for certain. So we can either go and get more culture and lose food, which we can't afford, or we can say, well, no, we have the ancestor falcon, so screw the other gods. We'll actually refuse this time. You'll get this offer a few times. So now we want to go and get some production going. And I might not be able to pull this off. Okay, we need a second field of grain, which takes 3 turns. I was completely overestimating myself here. So we might get raided at some point. We will get raided. There's no way for us to get this done in time. which kind of sucks because it means we lost the first challenge. Okay, yes. We'll actually flee. They'll take some food, which we don't need. We can actually fight. But then we'd lose 2 people. Ugh. Okay, we'll fight. We were defeated. Great, so we lost 2 people. We lost 3 people. That did not go well. Okay, no. You actually do this. Okay, so we now got 1 time 10 food. And we now need to get to 8 people. What's that? Okay, so we now have to restore our livestock. And now that we have 2 fields, we'll obviously use them. And we'll also want to explore, do we want to produce more? We kind of want to do this. Actually, no, I kind of want to explore. Yeah, we need to explore. So this is a turn-based game, very, very nice, by the way. So in 5 turns we have to do the Sanctuary of the Falcon. The game handily tells you what you will need for that. So you'll need food, production, and that 4th resource we don't have yet. We can get it for early rituals, so we'll take that. Discover that. We'll now have 1 authority. Okay, we don't want to build anything. We could pray to the Heavenly Cow Newt. It's not a nut, I think it's Newt. Those here are available later. Right now we can pray to the Falcon Horus, we can pray to the Forefathers, which will give us 1 culture everywhere for 5 turns. We'll get some bonus for breeding, and we can also get some Falcon Horus, which will give us 2 hunting and fishing for 2 turns. Not that great, in my opinion. I think we'll go with the Heavenly Cow Newt, which means we'll get a massive amount of food now. Well, relatively massive. Okay, we found some production and nothing else, really. I do need to... I should have discovered flax fields. Okay, yeah. We don't need huts yet. We don't have the tech for that. Flax is nice to start with. But for now we'll have you produce stuff. Okay, our livestock has been restored now too. Okay, the Blessing of the Heavenly Cow has worn off, I think. Yes. So, we'll use 1 more person to explore, and I think we want to explore this, even though it takes a while. If it takes a while, it's usually worth it, at least in this early stage of the game. And we should start the Trial of the Falcon soon. What can I build, actually? Oh, I could build this. A field of grain in area 3. As you can see, there's a whole lot of buildings you can build, and they get quite expensive later on. And most of those are essentially needed for winning the game. Right now we don't have anyone else, so forget about that. Okay, the Sanctuary of the Falcon has begun. The builders are waiting your order and eager to start to work. The workers in our settlement have already started the construction, and they hope to finish it in 10 turns. Obviously, you want to be faster than them, so we'll actually build that right away. We'll build it, then we can throw things at it, and we can also use extra resources. This is generally worth it, because those extra resources spent will be returned to you if you do this in time. And this is basically why I spent so many, why I gathered, or tried to gather as much production as possible. So we'll use 10 food, and we'll also use all the production we have, or we can spare. So now we're down to 11 turns. However, there's more to this. We pray to the Falcon Horus, our totem, and ask him to accelerate the building of the sanctuary. He is not just our ancestor and a born hunter, he is also the wisest all-knowing god. From now on, we will honor him more than ever. The cult of Horus the Hunter, which gave us some hunting bonuses, has changed to Horus the Ruler. And we can honor him for free once, which will do something very nice. This will accelerate the building by 2 turns, which also mean you don't have to pay the resources for those 2 turns. So as you can see here, this building costs us 6 production, and it would take us 10 turns, so it will take that production every turn. With this, we basically get 2 free turns, which gives us 12 free production. So yes, Horus, the patron of the sun and the sky, is favorable to us. He directs the tribe, commanding through the lips of our leaders. The Lord of the Sky brings light and kindness to the world. Lovely. Sadly, we can't honor him another time. It'll take a few turns. Okay, let's discover this. Oh no, let's discover this first. Losing 3 people has set us back quite massively, and I'm not sure if we can actually do this. However, we should be doing fine. Greening of Sahara. Why does it have to happen now? And I believe if I go click somewhere here... No. Sure I could... Oh, I can spend food here. So I'll spend some food on that. I could have also needed another person. So yeah, this has thrown us back massively. Okay, how about you? Go and get some production going. It's kind of a waste, but we need it. Okay, speed this up again. So we're at 2 turns, and we can't do anything now. Okay, I think we'll get the silver victory for that. We can't... Oh, we can build something. Nice. Okay, and I kind of also want to speed this up by using more food. Lovely. So now we have the... Oh yes, it's getting really hard really quick, and especially if you mess up the first bit and don't get to 5 people in time. Okay, silver victory, so we'll get some bonuses. Gold victory is of course even better. And especially if you mess it up early on, you really have very little chances of getting anywhere useful. However, now that we have that going for us, we'll build some flax fields. Generally want to have something built all the time. And note how we actually got most of our the resources we spent on that thing back. Okay, let's get back to 5 people. And put one of those back on here, because I think this is a field that will become useless very early on, kind of in the first third of the game. And the flax field is a wonderful thing which gives you a whole lot of resources. How much do I need for that? Okay, no, let's actually have that. And you should really keep an eye on this bit here, which tells you about the incoming challenges. Okay, what's our next goal? You basically want to keep working on those as well. So that's a research thing. That's our victory conditions. And this is permanent health. So we need to get 8 people, which will make works a lot cheaper. So that sounds like something we definitely want. So in we go. Oh yeah, there's not much to do here. Later on, especially when there are those short-time events, you'll want to reshuffle your people around and make sure you get most of your resources. And how convenient. Now, this place has been increased. Okay, Marcus and Savannah have come to ask, and yeah. We'll allow them, because that means we'll get to 8 people in no time. Now this would have been useful if we had managed it before the trial of the Falcon. Okay, and now we gain more stuff from scouting, which is lovely. So we'll put one here, we'll put one person here. So this is our first priestly character. I guess we'll also do more flax fields. So you will be building. And also we'll explore and explore. You'll never really want people idling around here. There's always something to do, and there's always some kind of resource. This is the worst place for them to be, although of course you will get a lot of them here. Also, something has destroyed my... Ugh, great, we lost one person. And this place has been damaged. We also found a hostile tribe. That means we can't do much with this place for now. When you click on that, you can basically either raid them, which kind of sucks because you lose people. You can gift them stuff, so you lose production, and their relation grows up. Or you can subdue them, which means you'll basically get those people. I want to do something else, though. I don't feel like interacting with those for now. There's still more stuff to explore here. Actually, we'll put you there. I kind of want to go up here slowly because this is kind of a bottleneck. And those fields up here take a while to explore. Also try to get as many people as possible in as little time as possible. Okay, we can research more stuff. We want more production, actually. Actually, no, we want this. And you kind of want to keep your honor rings. At least in my opinion, it's a good idea to keep them and hold on to them until you really need them for a challenge or whatever. Okay, let's put somebody here. Now this is pretty self-explanatory. You can put 2 people in here to speed up the exploration. Which I guess I could do. Then again, 2 turns are fine. Okay, that's done. We found a friendly tribe. Friendly tribes are fun. We can unite with those. So you see, if you your actions depend on how those tribes are standing towards you. You can trade, which means we'll trade 1 production for 3 food, which is nice. We can raid them, which will of course also drop their relationships. Or we can unite with those. So we'll have to spend 20 production every turn to do this. But then we'd gain 1 person and basically access to that field as well. So in we go. Okay, we also spent the first 1,000 years. Ooh, a crocodile tribe. I think the tribes are always at the same locations. Okay, so there's always one here which you'll have to deal with. There's always one here. I think their relations are different though, so they're not always friendly or hostile towards you. So always make sure to use that. Well, we did the Badari culture, so now we need to become... Well, now we need to discover classism. Wonderful. Okay, so we've got all those done. And yeah, now I can't build the 3rd flax field because there is somebody living here. So instead I'll just try to build this, because more grain is always good. Grain is kind of the lifeblood of Egypt. At least it used to be, I think. Okay, more discoveries. Lots of culture, nice. Where's classes? Over there. So we need pastures and that. But for now we want this production gain. There's really no resource you don't need in spades, so just keep at it. And now that we need to explore, we want to explore as well. Okay. Once we explore the map, I'm going to probably try to unite with all the tribes on the map. Okay, where's that grain field? Not there, apparently. Okay, that's only 2 food, and I say only in the kindest possible way. I'll just drink something. The fun about turn-based games is you can always do that. Ah, lovely. Okay, so we need to... I guess we'll explore that. I said I guess we'll explore that. Do I want to build anything? We don't need more dwellings right now, and we can't build that. Don't think there's too much of a point in building more grain fields as well. So we'll just use our people to explore. Okay, so that's one more person. I would explore this, and would explore that. And we'll... I guess I could do something else with this guy. Question is what? Building something is nice. It generally helps you to get along. Also, sorry for hitting my microphone there. Yes, let's do that. Let's build some dwellings. As I said, you want to keep building, and 5 trials until the next 5 turns until the next trial. So we'll need population limit and we'll need food. So since we need food, this might be a good time to pray to the heavenly cow, who will then increase the gains from all of those fields. And since this is worth 3 food now, I'm going to take one of the explorers away. I'll actually take both of them away. And now we're in for a real treat. We're getting a lot of food because now 2 beneficial events coincided with each other. Let's go and harvest here. Look at all the production we're getting here. Look at it. Okay, so I think we'll try to get all the 3 food fields. And since we need food for the challenge, I'm going to hold on to my food. So I'm not going to create a new citizen. The Exodus challenge will anyway, will send people our way anyway. Okay, the blessing has gone away, but we're still in the greening of the Sahara event. You can go back to exploring, basically. Okay, now we want to discover pastures. We actually want to build a pasture here. We can't do that yet because we need more grain fields. Great. I could build this, though. Yes, let's build those next dwellings, just for the sake of having them. Because we need population cap. You start building that. And off we go. Okay, around 4000 BC, the Sahara began to turn into, from savanna into desert. The dying earth forces indigenous people to leave their homes and wander in search of water. Some of the refugees come to our land, so the exodus from the Sahara has begun. Okay, crowds of refugees are constantly coming from the Sahara, but we have no additional houses and no work for them, and we cannot take them all. The inflow of refugees is rising, and this could lead to disaster. So now you have a probability of unrest, which goes up. Social tension as well grows by 5 points every turn. And in 10 turns we'll have anarchy, so we'll want to get this to 0. That's kind of expensive though. We can expel them, which means we'll lose some people. Or we can reform, which is great. So this is something you definitely want to do, because this gives you 20% drop in chance, or in rebellion chance, and you gain 2 maximum population. let's do that. So patriarchy. Growth of the tribe led to overpopulation. The value of human life fell. The cult of power and oppression of the weak appeared. The situation was changed by social reforms. The man has become the head of the family and a full-fledged member of society, and the woman has begun to serve him. It has reduced comfort for the majority, but allowed society to develop further. So we just spent a whole lot of authority on that. We can expel them, which will drop tangents quite a bit, or we can try to assimilate them. We'll actually wait for a turn, because this will drop over time. This won't. So we'll wait for, I think, one turn maybe. Okay, so this drops 15, this drops a bit. We'll wait for one more turn. And have this guy, I guess, explore here. I probably should have done earlier. Okay, so we'll now lose 2 food every turn. That sucks. Okay, it's time to kick some people out. So first off, we'll want to assimilate people. And assimilate people. And do this again. So we're at 40 now. So if we kick out 3 people now, which we can't choose, but we got a gold victory, it got a lot of culture, and 40 authority back. So we spent 20, but we gained 40. Nice. And we can now discover classes. We do want... Well, we kind of need more food, so the family will become farmers. Okay, what else do we need here? We need a lot of stuff. Sorry, just replying to the Discord. So now back to my own stream. I just like to have the chat open there. Okay, back on that. I still have to get the hang of maintaining several things at once. We're also very likely to be attacked soon, even though I think you get a warning. What's the next thing we need to figure out? We still need to explore. So let's put our resources into that. And maybe into getting more food again. Ooh, a dumb palm tribe. Okay. Should also get fishing at some point. Preferably soon. Let's put you back into the mix. And build the next field of grain. Actually, no, let's build that field of grain. Let's build that first. Keep the building up, and keep the exploring up. We need both. Okay, let's just skip turns. You can see this climbs slowly over time. Okay, so evil spirits have possessed a herd of hippopotamuses, which is a terrible word for a German to say, and led them to our borders. They will trample our fields and gobble our crops. We can't really afford to lose more people, so we'll have to coexist with them. Which means this farming here is hardly worth it. Okay, you do this. And we'll explore fishing. Which means that nothing is actually giving us more. Okay, let's see. Ooh, a 3 farming field. So you get over here. as I said, you keep having to reorganize your people. And there's no one constant catch-all solution, I guess. You'll always have to do something about something, and something is always more efficient than whatever you're using right now. Ah, seriously. The first sandstorm. The settlement has suffered from a previously unfamiliar scourge, the sandstorm. Migrants have told us that this is a manifestation of the rage of the evil god of the desert, Seth. Oh, it's fine how it stands. So some areas have been damaged, which means, of course, we have to spend resources to get them fixed up. Lovely. However, this doesn't mean your population cap is dropping, so at least I think it doesn't. Not that we have to worry about that. I think I should have waited another turn with the Exodus event, because I think at some point you actually gain more people from it, and you can use it to fill your ranks quite fast. Okay, we've discovered the Nile, or the sea as well, which means that's a lot of food. There is an event where you get actually bonus food from that, so this is when you definitely want to have this thing ready. Let's get more people. Explored the Nile shore and found 38 food, which is substantial. Let's get the exploration done. Very soon we also get rid of the hippos, and that's what I said earlier. Keep in mind that there's usually something more efficient, especially if there is something that has a debuff on it right now. Just build it. Okay, so the first contact with the Nubians. The southern country, also known as the Land of the Bow, is inhabited by dark-skinned people, the Nubians. They have brought us wondrous gifts, which greatly amazed our people. Our nobles wish to have more such things. That's why you don't have nobles around. They always want more such things, with a very vague definition of what such things are. Okay, we're almost done with exploring this part of the map. And don't worry, there is a lot more to explore. Don't think we've got anything from this, though. And if there's no challenge inbound and there's no thing you need to save food for, it's always a good idea to just keep using your food to create people. Especially if you haven't reached your population cap yet. Okay, the hippos are back to normal now, which is great. Keep getting the worst effects. I gotta say that as it is. I think we want to keep those people over back in the farms, just so we have an eye on them. Because I think farming is a lot safer than fishing. Okay, let's wait for the reconstruction to be done. And then we'll probably go and see... Okay, what's that? Migrants, Savannah, yes please. We need people. We lost people at the early game and we need them now. So we'll accept them in. Let's get rectangular houses, although we don't really need them right now. It's just another building we can do to increase our population cap. Okay, what do we need for uniting again? Did we have a cow newt tribe here somewhere? We didn't unite with them. What happened to them? Did it just die? I think sometimes they just die off, which is somewhat annoying. Okay, we'll actually use that. We'll unite with the crocodile tribe. You'll want to get those tribes out of the way as soon as possible. For one simple reason. They can turn hostile on you, and they can... start to strain their relationships, your relationship. It's a random event where some of your people just offended them somehow and they want reparations for that. Another hostile tribe. I hate hostile tribes. Wonderful, so we got this, and now we can discover primitive armies. Well, we could have discovered it before, but now it's actually worth it. And since we have so much food sitting around here, we'll do that. Production, less building. Less building price is good. Let's take that. I don't think it will trigger already, so the next building should be cheaper then. Okay. And there's more of that. Wonderful, so another person, and go fishing. Okay. Actually, I think this guy here might be better off somewhere else. We need more food, so can I put him onto more food? Yes, I can. There's more food. So I could have done that a few turns earlier and I would have gotten a lot more out of it. But sadly, I am a bit of a doof, so I missed it. Ooh, and now we've got the fishing event. So those guys here will do amazingly well now. Do we have anyone who only does 2 food? I might actually be foregoing this for a few turns. I just grab all this food we can get from here. I wish there was a more convenient way to do this, but there is not. Okay, more people it is. And we need a pasture. We're hemorrhaging production, although this one should be unified soon. Ooh, look at that. So we got this, and we got a 4 production field again. So how much is this? This is only 3. We'll use that. I'm not sure what you can hunt for production, but I guess it's okay. I will take that. Where am I using? Oh, building. Yes, right. That's where I'm using production. I will discover that, so we'll lose less production. Actually gain more, but we're using it quite fast. And now we have the Egypt map. And you generally want to explore this way and the other way. Which one has something on this place I wanted to use? Oh yes, right. More food. We can also only build 1 building at a time, so... okay, increase size to 18. That's certainly doable. We're at 17 already. We'll put somebody on exploration duty. Yes, I will be able to play Oblivion. It's kind of on my watch list for GOG at some point, so I'm very tempted to obtain it at some point in the near future. And there is a... oh shit. That is a trial I've been kind of dreading, because we are so not ready for that. We are so not ready for this one. What you really want to do here is you'll want to have explored or discovered this, the primitive army, and maybe even build some of this simple barracks. Yes, that's what you would want to build. We have not built this, and there is no way in hell we're going to be able to do this. Although I could probably pray to the forefathers. So we'll honor them, which means we'll get a massive boost to research, or to culture, for 5 turns. And you will probably just keep building. Okay, so we've discovered this and that. There we go, the threat has passed. We still don't have any... okay, we need this. This will also cancel current attacks, which can come in handy if you have any of those. Okay, let's discover that. What are we building again? Oh, huts. Great. Harpy's gifts are still active. The head of our forefathers is still active. So, it's kind of interesting that goat herding is the same as flax cultivating. And we also have some really good fields out here, so we'll actually use those. And we'll keep exploring towards the both the sea. Apparently this is not the sea. I said this here was the sea, but it's not. It's just the shore of the Nile. So, yeah, we're still far from the sea. Oh great, a flood. just what we needed. That was just what we needed. Okay, the Hieroncouplus, 5 of them has or will begin soon, I think. So, do I need to be ready for that? What did I need for that? Damn it. Okay, measure of ability. Oh, we're so behind. We are so behind. I need another person. And we need to stop hemorrhaging production away. Actually make some more production. Can you make production? Okay. Let's put you to use over here. I like to have it a bit diverse. There's really no difference between this and that field, but I like to have at least some form of diversity. And probably let's take this one because it's a bit further away from the river. Okay, yes, I know I'm lacking resources. I can actually stop that. And put this person to work on the fields. Any of them will do. But I'm going for this one. I have another person. Should probably stop doing that now. Which we'll put on research, or I have exploration going on here, yes. I will only do one exploration right now. The other guy will go and do something, I guess. We'll put him on use here. Okay, so uniting with Eleithuia, which sounds very Finnish. The tribe of the neighboring settlement Eleithuia is very impressed with our success. They would like to recognize the supremacy of our great Horus, but want to honor their goddess, the she-vulture Nekbet, as well. Horus approves. That's great of him, isn't it? Okay, so now we have the cult of Nekbet, which is this one here. This means you lose rebellion and attack chance for, well, 20%. Which can be quite the... can be a little bit that... tips the scales in your balance. That was the word I was looking for. I think we want to stop the fishing here. Put somebody on this field to fix it. Why does that not produce research, not produce culture? Okay, and then we can't afford to attack this yet. We'll get some soldiers, which is nice. I guess we'll take this. We can discover something else, so we'll also take this, which allows us to build colonies. Not that we are going to do that anytime soon. We really don't have the resources yet. And unless we actually get a massive boost at some point, I don't see us getting any big victories in this game, to be perfectly honest with you. There's just no way. Ah, the Seth cult. And the growing tribe has little ancestral land, and new threats on the borders are a cause for concern. The chief told us the will of Horus. It's time to expand, bringing surrounding tribes under our rule. Okay, so we need an army of 90. So we can either unite with them peacefully, which costs us food and production. We can attack them, or we can just not do anything and hope for the next turn. So I think the first one we'll just take in peacefully. We have more armies, so I'm tempted to try to subdue them. This is the attacking thing. This is basically your army composition. We'll attack them. Yellow means basically numbers win. Though I don't think we're making a good ratio here. And now we're overwhelming them. Now they're hesitating, which is great. Green means you do have the advantage. Sometimes they outflank you with like 5 people. Okay, we can also subdue those guys. Let's do that. We have the advantage in numbers, and that's basically all you can do here. Get more people. Okay. The enemy commander has been killed. That's very good. That usually drops them down to a lot of stuff. Okay, this would be a prime candidate for unification. We also found the set of the Seth cult. We came across a large settlement, Ombos. Here people honor the god Seth and have built him a great temple. When they learned that we honor Horus, our scouts barely escaped. Yeah, so in case you've been, I don't know, fetching chalk in history, Seth and Horus have been kind of arch-enemies, arch-nemesis. What's the right word for that? Anyway, they have been that. They really did get along well. I think they've been killing each other several times. I like mythology because it has a lot of very, very great stories and very strange stories at some points as well. I don't think there's much of a point in figuring that out or in putting this guy to work on that building. At least not as long as this field is still being fixed. So it's actually... I wish there was some god that gave you production as well. You could actually trade with people. I could trade some of my food for Oh really? Okay, fine. They don't want to talk to us. I kinda wish I hadn't assimilated that one tribe. Oh well, it's done now. So screw that. And let's just use you to do something. This guy, is there anything out here we can do? No, that's not a great field. I think it becomes great when you build a colony on it. Until then, it's kinda useless. We want culture. Production, not culture. I don't care about culture. Okay, that costs us a bit more than we can afford. So we should be able to do it now. I want to... Okay, so our leaders can want to collect different animals in one place, so we can honor different gods and spirits in their animal forms. The large main cage is left, so we can go with a hippopotamus, which is pretty dangerous, but we can get worker creation price minus 5%, which does sound tempting. Or we can get elephants, which means building prices drop by 5%, which is also very, very tempting. We'll go with... I'll go with elephants. For some reason, this already dropped the price there. Lovely. Can also unify the next tribe, so let's unite with those guys. They have an army of 130. Can't fight that yet. How are we looking? Okay, one more turn and we should have everything done. Ooh, sweet. So this is basically the game telling you, I think you've kind of messed up one victory here. But now that we have that, we can unite with those, and they have a huge army, but we can unite with them as well. There we go, silver victory. I'm not going for gold victories here. Okay, we gained control over the Huron-Copolis chiefdom. We gained control over a large territory, which includes several cities and several tens of small tribes. It considerably strengthens the power of Horus. It does indeed, and gives us a very nice field to harvest from. Right, let's figure out mummification, or embalming rather. Actually, no, let's do that. Faster scouting is always nice. Why did it zoom in that close? I do not know. Now that we have this sorted out, we can also start getting back into building. And the drought. Of course it's a drought. I hate droughts. That means we can use this guy for fishing. Luckily, fishing is not that prone to droughts. And from what I gathered, or from what I learned over time, fishing is very, very good in places when they're kind of dry. When the water drops and there is just not enough water for many fish, and they're kind of constricted and limited to a small area, they go nuts. They will take a blank hook if you want. And it's really fun to fish in those conditions because you really can't mess it up too much. You can still mess it up, but it's difficult. And I know I'm forgoing some parts of the tech tree here, but I want to get to the simple barracks as quick as possible. In fact, I might even use one of my Horus honorings here. You can see it didn't cost me any production. That's another thing you can use the Horus for. If you just can't afford the building, you can go down to 2 turns and then just use the rest to go on and basically have fun. Also, now that this is more efficient, you get the gist. Just keep shifting people around. Okay, we still have 1 person left. We could build, but we don't have him left. And we need the Horus again. So now we lost some production from that. I think those were giving you production, but we can still put them here, which gives us a bit of food, a bit of production, and some soldiers. Which you can really never have enough of. Okay, so evil tongues increasingly blame our ruler for all misfortunes. They say that unjust decisions of ours break the precepts of our ancestors and lead the world into chaos. Who would want that? Oh, glory to the gods, the drought has come to an end. The Nile brought fertile silt to our field, and all the floodplain has blossomed as before. And people and cattle have lots of food. Happy times they are indeed. And that means, well, nothing really. It means this guy can still keep fishing. Actually, no, he can't. We have more things for him to do. He can become a builder now. There's no such things as skill levels in this game, so people are good at everything they do. The yield from a certain plot basically depends on what you have on. It depends on what you have built and what the plot has naturally, and of course on external events. If the gods smile upon you, strengthening the power of local aristocracies led to emergence of primitive but large regional centers, chiefdoms. To the north of us appeared the first chiefdom of Egypt, Ombos and Thenis, with centers in their settlements. Okay, so Thenis is actually quite useful. We want to get the more growth. We need more culture first. I think we still kind of need to offset the disadvantage we have from our starting choice, which was sages, which for some reason gave us less culture. Ooh, 3 food and 2 food. And I think we want to save this. If you're lucky, you get this early on, and obviously I think the amount you get depends on how much you make, so it basically depends on your income. Overall, it's nice to have. Also note that these fields here are considerably easier to explore than those around here. And I think that's the game throwing a huge bone to, or a huge hint saying, yeah, no, you don't want to explore that. It's kind of not worth it. Those areas are kind of garbage. They usually only have like some small tribes if you're lucky, I guess. Okay, we also might want to honor Neckbet. Also, some of your soldiers will die off every turn, which is kind of a nice twist. You lose 11 soldiers to aging. I think this drops if you fight. You can't fight the Seth cult. There's an event that requires you to do that, and you can't defeat them before that. Don't try. Don't bother. And now that we have that, we can actually subdue them with soldiers. And that should be, yeah, that's fine. We'll subdue them. For some reason, those tribes here were not actually affected by us unifying the chiefdom, which I think is kind of strange. Okay. So we now spent 5 turns basically preparing the attack. Okay, I think Tina's over there. And we want... I think we want weapons. And we won't discover that. This might not be the most ideal approach to that, by the way. I think you can do better if you just go back and forth and see what you really need in terms of research. But I think for now this did me quite well. Usually. Except in the first challenge thing where you needed 5 people. But I think I was just out of luck there. I usually have a bit more luck and I find some food and I can get the 5th person. Okay, what do we need? I know that most of those buildings, by the way, actually require you to have people and to actually to have people to put into those buildings. There's little point in building something you can't staff. So even if I get some more stuff from this area, it means I have to send people to those areas to benefit from that, which I think is kind of cool. We can also build colonies once we did those, so let's actually go down to tech tree. I want to build a cemetery of commoners first. Kind of accumulate some production as we go along. This is kind of cool. A potter lived in his workshop and accidentally started a fire. It was a tragedy for him, but 5,500 years later, after the excavation of his workshop, archaeologists will be able to reconstruct the appearance of the houses in Hierakonpolis. Workshop damaged 1 time plus 900 culture in 5,500 years. I love and hate this one. I mean, it's kind of amazing to actually have this little joke event where yeah, you get a lot of culture for that in 5,000 years. Cracked up the first time. It still does every time. I think I'll put you there. Okay, what did we find? Oh yeah, we can attack that. Also, never press this button, which is kind of weird. I don't like this button because usually you have close or auto resolve there, but not in this case. Okay, the Scorpion tribe will attack us. That's fine if they want. Are they on this map? No. They are not. That's fine for them. They're probably not going to do anything useful. Okay, you get some culture there. You go and pray there. I don't think we need more soldiers right now. We need more buildings. We've had Flaxfield. And I think we also want to explore more. We need to find the Nile Delta first, or at least as soon as possible. There's some very, very nice fields over here. Okay, those guys will... Scorpion. Can we see the Scorpion tribe here somewhere? No, we can't. That's fine. We don't need to see them. We can still kick their butts. Okay, let's figure out the double of soul, the car. I barely trade, so that's kind of a waste. We'll figure that out first. Especially the late game stuff, the end game stuff, does require a lot of culture for very little outcome. At least very little in terms of rewards, of gain. Let's unify that. And by unifying, I mean let's just kick their asses. And then we go for the Lion tribe, and then we have all of the map united under our rule, which I think will give us a nice bonus as well. That's a glorious field, and that's a terrible field. Why do we keep losing those? Okay, you go to that one. This place is downright amazing. So let's have you go on there. Guess we can have you move there to repair things. Actually, no. Let's move you to repair things. Why do I have this guy there anyway? It's stuff like that that makes you really angry at yourself, because I could have seen that like way earlier and I would have made a lot of more resources by now. But I missed it, so I'm missing out on those resources. Also keep building. You want to make some progress in this tech tree as well, because at some point you will need to build things for events. Okay, we trained 500 soldiers, nice. This is also great if you actually have this before the chiefdom challenge. And now we need to scout to Palestine, which is very, very annoying if you have not started exploring that. Palestine, by the way, is, as you might have spotted, all the way over here, which is why you want to explore this. And which is why I started sending scouts up the Nile. Let's get some more stuff. More resources is always good. We want to keep an eye on this as well. Rebellions suck. I will attack them. And again, don't hit this button. By the way, this here is mostly random, I think. Sometimes even now you'll have the enemy outflanks us. How they outflank several hundred people with barely more than a soccer team, I do not know. Okay, it's not that of bird animals in the afterlife could be useful to the dead aristocrats and rulers, but in what way? We can basically pick what we want now. I kind of want more culture. Okay, and we have a massive one-time bonus to culture now. Well, not that massive really, but quite substantial too. Let's do this, and let's go and claim that final tribe over here. This here, by the way, I think represents their strength. So this tribe is very, very strong. The warriors are invincible, which does not actually mean invincible. It just means they are very annoying to take out. Do I want to sacrifice so many soldiers? You can raid, which basically means you get some loot, and you will have to fight less people, which drops their military power. So if you have a lot of time, you can actually do that. I will actually raid them first, yes. I think that's a good move. We'll build a colony in... Yes, let's do that. The colonies are great places for producing stuff. I think we also lose a lot of soldiers to aging. We could lose them to wars, you know. Yes, we'll certainly attack that. We don't want the Scorpion tribe to attack us and then gain pretty much everything in our village. I mean, you see we'd lose 21 soldiers, so they would butcher everything in here. And I think that's a loss you could not repel or not recuperate from. At least not in any reasonable fashion, unless you got a massive migration wave. Okay, is there anything I can optimize here? Barely. I think those two are the next candidates for a moving. Or for a move, rather. Okay, this place here is amazing now. And now we can also have craftsmen. So some events do appear a few times, and you can use them differently every time. Of course, you could also have a massive dynasty of farmers and then make food all over the place. We still have somebody exploring there, but this is only one turn, so let's do that. And get more people. As you can see, having more people means you can get more stuff and things done faster and more resources, so there's really no point in holding on to your food unless you really have something planned with it. believe colonies actually gain new chance of attack, which is annoying. Okay, 5 turns before the trial of the Great Drought, which we'll need all of the food and production and authority for. So luckily we have a bunch of that. We have not that much food, so that's fine though. This trial is one that requires you to burn a lot of resources. Okay, let's see. We can get that. And we can get that. And we can attack those. Okay. We'll also cut the stream soon. Relations with them have gotten worse, which is fine, because they couldn't get that much worse. But now that we have a lot of food, actually raid them again. You can see now they have only 100 and something, and 171 soldiers. We get less food as well, but we can now subdue them much easier. Of course, raiding and subduing are two different military actions, so subduing will mobilize more people against you. Overall, you'll still be fine. You have to zoom in so far. Okay, so followers of the god Seth of Ombus have taken control of the way of the Red Sea, or to the Red Sea. Hammamat, a region with rich gold deposits, is now under their rule. The impudent minions of Seth now forbid us to sail the Nile through their lands, which actually means a trade blockade. So now we'll lose some trade efficiency. So if we had been able to discover Palestine now, we would not gain anything from that. Also, you will now move here. Anything else I want to rearrange? Not quite yet. Okay. So we'll just keep building. Try to build something that costs, or I usually try to build something that costs less than what I make, so I can accumulate some production over time. I think in this case we'll have to just roll with it. And get another field. Okay. What about the Egypt map? We'll go explore this. Ooh, another Horus tribe. Lovely. And there is Palestine. You can't attack them, really. Okay, we found the Nile Delta. And because we have to, we'll start trading with them. Just to get this. Okay, and now we can unify with the Wepwavet tribe. Which is lovely. So we'll close that. Have these come back. And unify with those. Costs us 61 production every turn, so we'll actually do this later. We need to get this this next trial quite fast. Let's get those. More production means we don't hemorrhage the stuff away. And I believe the challenge, or the next challenge, will actually... Well, I believe the cost for those challenges is more depending on what you... well, it's kind of set. So if you have a crap load of resources, you can easily pass them. If you don't, well, you'll have a harder time. Okay, and this place here seems amazing to use a worker on. Wonderful. Ooh, 4 food. And the invasion of the Seth. The furious Seth, god of the desert, invaded the lands of the Horus. His hot breath turns land into barren sand and condemns people to thirst and starvation. This violation of the universal order requires the mobilization of all our forces to fight the god Seth. The holy war between Horus and Seth has begun. So what we'll have here now is the Great Drought. So Horus was wounded by the first attack of Seth and needs our help and offerings. We must restore the strength of Horus, so he can drive the beast Seth back to the desert and from whence he came with his evil. So, yeah, every turn you lose subtraction, so you want to get this done as quick as possible. We'll offer some strength to Horus. So this side here is the strength of Horus, this side here is the strength of Seth. You'll want to go down with Seth, so maybe I should wait with that for a turn. No, let's go in as high as possible. Okay, now we'll burn some incense, and some more incense, and some more, and some more, and one more. Wonderful. So now I got the losses removed, and I gained some massive bonuses. I'm not sure about the many years of drought here. We kind of evaded those. But now that it's raining again, we'll make a lot of resources. Although it's just regular rain. I kind of want to move, I guess, you from there to there. Or we could forgo those two production and turn them into food instead. Anything else I could do here? Not really. So we'll actually put you to use over here. Okay, now we have one more person. We'll attack this tribe. I'm not sure why we'd get a narrow victory. We should get a pretty substantial one there. We outflanked the enemy now, which is great. We found some more fields. And now everything on the map is united, so we'll gain a bit of a bonus, which is just tacked on top of your production. So this is one of the things that you don't need to use people on to get the bonus, which is great. Especially early on, those 3 flat on everything are amazing. It's an amazing bonus to get. Let's get this. Yes. Okay, now we need to build more stuff. This is very useful. Now let's build this. Do it. And let's also unite with the Wepwawet tribe. I would like to unite, which gives us 2 people. They have a lot of soldiers. We'll just unite with them. It's what the game wants you to do. I mean, it clearly said that, so just do it. Okay, maybe you should stop doing that. We want this unification done as quick as possible. I forgot it costs so much production to unite with the tribe. Let's put someone to work in here. And someone else to keep exploring stuff. I think we got something for the other Nile Delta as well, the West Nile Delta. Ooh, nice. We'll have... We should have some wood. And more people. Because we can. Now you can see 39 turns. That's kind of a waste. Unless you really have people to spare, it's a total waste to go in there. Although exploring the rest of the map in general is kind of something you can only do to keep your people busy. Just to have them do something, you know. More people. We'll get 2 from this, so I don't need even more folks. So instead we'll just have you help out this fine fellow here. It's kind of cool to explore because that means you get people back every now and then. Okay, wonderful, so we can close that one. And now we've got a new cult, the cult of Wepwawet. And now we need to conquer all the tribes on the Nile. Which is not something we need to do straight away. That's nice to do. With the exception of Seth tribe, which we can't do, the Savannah and Desert tribe. So everything from here. So we need to capture this one, this one, this one. We don't have to do this one, this one, and I think this one. And any tribes that sit over here in the desert, we don't care. But we don't have to take those over. However, this is a 3 food field. Very useful to have. What about this? Okay, we could unite those. Cost a lot of production though, so we'll first build this. And I think I want to raid someone. How about those? Let's subdue them. That seems easy enough. We lose a lot of soldiers to aging, so screw that. Let's lose them to war instead. Oh wow, that's quick. That's fine, let's attack them. Right, I forgot they gave you less cost and less time to interact with other tribes. Okay, we don't have to care about this one. That's the inbound attack. Totally forgot about that. Let's have a drink while we fight. Water. Okay, there's a good amount of production here. We'll take that. Let's see, how strong are those? Yeah, let's take those over as well. I usually don't raid because raiding it means that you lose time. You gain a lot of stuff, but you lose a lot of time. And I just don't like doing it. Okay, let's explore over here. Also, you can always return your explorers, which is kind of cool. You don't lose anything from having that. Let's do this. We'll have some military expeditions, so very soon. So it's good to have that, and we'll get some more soldiers from that. You can really never have enough soldiers. Be perfectly honest here. There is no such thing as too many soldiers. Come on, move it. And there's a Viper or Cobra tribe. Don't know what exactly. Okay. Close that. Ugh, they didn't get the land of the crocodile. That's not the land of the crocodile. But the Seth will take over those tribes, which is kind of annoying. It's not conducive to your cause. However, at some point we will actually defeat them. Of course, with no little amount of help from the Horus. Look at that. Lots of research. Or not research, culture. I think it was culture. Okay, what do we need to build here? Yeah, let's go with more things. We'll build this guy. I said we'll build this guy. No, you stay there. The thing is, I want to get to the event buildings, like these here. Not this one here, Temple of Scorpion, Palace of the Scorpion, and so on. So this is stuff that you'll have to do for certain events, and it's generally a good idea to be close to those in the building tree as well as they come along. Okay, let's get one more person. What do I need to unite with those in total? Okay, if I want to unite with those peacefully, I need 60. That's a flat 60, we'll do that. Look at that. That is so much food. Okay, immigration. Yeah, great. So cost for new people has just increased. Can't say I like that. I'm also not sure if the bonus to interactions will apply to this. I don't think it does. Well, there's something else here. I don't think it applies to those. Okay, how much would we need for uniting with these guys? Another 60, we'll do that. We'll also figure that out. And we'll build a thing. We'll build a colony in Edfu. Said we'll build a colony in Edfu. Okay, wonderful, we got those. Okay, what will we become famous for? We can gain more food, we can gain more production. We can gain both of those, or we can gain talismans, which means more authority. Kind of low on that. I'll take more food and production. I'm not personally a friend of beer. I think it's a good thing to take here, in this one instance. Okay, so we need to unite with those tribes. What about the Flagstone tribe? They don't have many things. This is also telling you how much, I should probably talked about this earlier, but this is basically what they do. The ones are ordinary, which means we can take them out. They're neutral to us. This is basically what you can get from them. So we could get production from them. I think also food. And yeah, this is basically how strong the warriors are. So if they're invincible, you might want to go and do the peaceful route, or you'll lose all your soldiers. But in this case, we can just subdue them. Okay, we still have 2 people to use. Let's put them on 1 person to use. I think this is the amount, if that's clearly not. Okay, this is a close one. We'll attack. Oh, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. We outflanked them. That's good. Back to melee combat. And now it's always, as I said, I think it's about a 50-50 chance which direction the thing swings. Of course, this time we were lucky. And we were rewarded with quite a nice tile. Which actually means I think we can... Okay, we did that already, but we can withdraw this guy. We found a better tile for him. Well, not for him, but for some of the workers. Any +2 food place, because as you can see here, this place would be great for production as well. We're building, getting stuff done. So you, actually no, you can go and produce food. Why the hell not? We have plenty of explorers, so that's not an issue. Okay, any other 1 and 2 tiles we might need to change around? No. This place will become better if we build a better temple there. Speaking of temples, we'll need more of that. Yeah, let's get a temple of the Falcon. Why not? Takes a whole lot of production. And again, you can only use 1 person to build, which is kind of annoying. You definitely want to have more than that at some point. Ooh, what's that? Yeah, you can also read all of those. And I think it's kind of useful to do if you want to learn about Egypt. If memory serves, I think I've just checked on their website, and they say they're working with scientists and historians as well, so they try to get those as educative as possible, which is kind of a glorious goal in my opinion. I think if you make games that educate people on a certain on a certain era, on a certain thing, it's certainly something that is worth playing. I mean, I've played some educational and semi-educational games like the High Tea, which also, fun fact, was very quickly demonetized by YouTube. Um, Back when I was still monetized. Then we've played, what else did I play? Cheetah Ecology, also a great game. Love the concept. It wasn't too greatly executed, but it was a great concept. Also, let's read that. For a long time, it was believed that the rulers of Hierapolis were direct descendants of Horus. Later on, a new belief appeared that the connection between the rulers and Horus was even closer. Horus himself rules his people through the mouth, eyes, and hands of the leader. Then our leader effectively becomes Horus himself, the living incarnation of the god. And if the leader is a living god, then his every word is absolute law. It's a nice way to teach you how the Egyptians thought and how they worked, what made them act like they did, what made them I don't want to say what made them mummify their leaders, what made them try to preserve them, because they were gods, essentially. Do you want to... oh, that. Yes. Also, I apologize for the occasional Steam pop-ups here. I should have probably disabled those. Luckily, I don't have many friends on Steam, so you'll never notice too many of them. I have very few social contacts anyway. Okay, let's see. I could probably try to subdue some more tribes. How about the Cobra tribe? They have a lot of soldiers. We could raid them first. Yeah, let's actually do that. Also, fun fact: raiding does not seem to be subsidied. Is it subsidied? Like, you don't get this any quicker. Also, one moment. Okay, so they have valuable stuff. 2 for 1. Alright, because we don't have the workaround route for the sea blockade here. The Seth tribe does not let us trade through their lands, meaning we have to figure something else out. We'll also lose a bit of that soon. Okay, growing threat. The Seth tribe considers us weak. Oh, great. We can't become friends with the Seth tribe. It's just not possible. They don't want to be friends with anyone. At least not from the Horus tribe. So, yeah. No chance. Can we actually unite with those? Let's do that. And we could also subdue them, but we would have to raid them first, and that's kind of a waste. So we'll just unite with them. Takes 1 turn. Was a stupid move for now. Let's undo that for now. This stays marked, so you can actually undo this entire thing. I believe so. What to do with you? I think we kind of need more production. Ooh, so that's where the Scorpion tribe lives. We'll attack those tribes sooner or later. For now, however, I kind of want to have the... that's that. Let's honor Neckbet, because why the hell not? Okay. We can also learn this. Let's become... let's do that. Sweet. Find a bunch of stuff. We'll also put put a whole lot of effort into exploring right now. And you. So again, 3 new lands, or 3 new regions to explore. 4 with this one. And we can figure out something new. Let's do this. Taking away some enemy strength seems like a smart move to me. Yeah, Seth tribe. And there's a Temple of Falcon. I think that's the first sanctuary thing. Okay, the Temple of the Falcon was the first monumental building. It was a majestic home of Horus with a diameter of more than 30 meters, around 100 feet, which inspired fear and awe in all who saw it. Numerous rituals and ceremonies in honor of the all-seeing falcon were held here almost without interruption. We see a nice little scene of the Horus striking down Seth. Also look at it again if you want. Kind of cool. Ooh, nice. Lovely. And now we get a lot of culture from that one spot, which is great. Okay, next I want to have this, because we need this, we need the capacity. Also try to increase relations with the Cobra tribe. If we gift them something, let's do that. Doesn't cost too much. Ah, that was stupid. Now we're overpopulated. Totally forgot. So we'll lose 2% of our production, of our growth. Ugh. Let's use this one additional person to scout. Okay, what did we find out? Okay, the Cobra tribe is friendly with us now. I think I want to skip some building time there. Ooh, sweet. We'll do the alternate route now, allowing us to bypass the trade blockade by the Seth tribe. Bastards. Let's have another worker and unite with those and those. Wonderful. Okay, we can do that, and we can do that. And I think I actually want some wood from the Nubians, or Mesopotamians. Mesopotamians, not the Nubians, Mesopotamians. Okay, we completed that, we gained a bunch of food and production. And now we can subdue the Seth tribe. So now the Seth tribe is weaker. And yeah, we can fight them, which is great. So we'll put one person in here and one in here. Because look at those productions here. The web it will not last for long enough for that one. So if you use 2 people, trying to get the most of that blessing, you know. Because you don't just have to count your blessings, you also have to make use of them as good as possible. We don't need more trade. We actually want the diplomacy thing. I'll take tolls first. We're now a proto-state. Totally forgot that. Okay, and build the Palace of the Scorpion. I don't care about that too much. Okay. So, we now got back to our trade efficiency. But we want to keep building. Actually, I want to keep building those. And I think I'll use the Horus just to get a bit better in on track with the building progress there. Keep zooming so far in. Sweet. Okay, so even more things. We found 110 warriors. Nice. folks. Even more folks. Figure that out. You want to discover, I think, this is the Sinai Peninsula, which has a lot of stuff, and I think we also want that. We get the Web Warwood cult. Do the Explorer again. This didn't seem to have dropped at all. Okay, let's see. We want to attack the Seth cult. Okay, we need to find our main place. I think it was this one. No. This one. Oh, that's Ombos, yes. We want to raid them. Yes, we want to raid them. And we also want to get stone vessels for now. We actually want to get this. Okay, what else do I need to do? What are those tribes here? We can unite with those. Costs us a lot of stuff though, because it takes ages to unite with them. But again, I think it's worth uniting because you do want to get them off the map, unless you want to trade them. But usually they, at some point, they will trigger an event where you have to either pay them off or get them hostile to you, and I think that's just not worth it. Okay, let's attack that. Did it just say losses 0 before that? Oh, also 5 times before that. So, yeah. I probably shouldn't do this. Anyway, now we are doing it. Let's do this. We'll do that first. We'll start slowly. Well, say slow. I'm starting with whatever is cheaper. I think I want to get this thing definitely down. Also, Wadi El Natron. I think this is basically also where the natron salt is named after, which I could have guessed without this tooltip, mind you. Let's build more soldiers or more troops. Ooh, another cow tribe. Okay, so the flower tribe is now not hostile to us anymore. Sometimes you get this event as well. It's kind of rare. I think it's the first time I saw that actually. Let's get more. Let's get that. It's also kind of cool to have in the right time. So when there's a High Rebellion and you discover chess, it's glorious. You can save yourself 1 honoring of Nekbet. So you're getting off the hook quite cheap. Okay, I think it's time to start unifying some more tribes. We actually have the production for that, so let's go in with that. We'll unite. We can afford that. So unite away, my friends. Also, this game is kind of addictive. You get this one more turn feeling, especially because there's no enemy movements you need to consider. You need to watch. So you lose feeling for how many turns you've spent on this game. Actually, it's glorious. Very well done, I have to say that. That's a lot of stuff. Let's actually split those. So yeah, that'll do. We need 3 more people to use here. And we'll get those out of the exploration very soon. So we're good. There we go. 3 people. And we'll attack the Seth tribe. Although I think their strength is basically replenished with the start of that event, so screw that. I thought we had to unify them now, but we didn't. How do they outflank us with 50 people? Also, I think they could have gotten worse. They've blocked out trades and so on. Yeah, we'll punish the smugglers, of course. Which guy did we lose? It's not important. We'll want this. We'll discover chest next turn, or next time we get an invention. Anyone missing here? No. Oh right, we could basically take the people from the thing we had here, or from the stockpiles. Okay. So we can curse them. I think we get just counterattack, but I want to strengthen once. And I want to curse them once. And then I want to counterattack. Go in. I think now we're actually on the way of being much better. Okay, so gold victory. 30 more soldiers every single turn. Lovely. Let's keep building. We're still a bit behind the schedule, so I'd like to get some buildings done as quick as possible. Okay, lots of nice buildings. Also, gold of Nubia. We want this guy. So maximum soldierage. Take out the rebellion chance. And now, by the way, I think your rebellion chance also increases with the amount of hostile tribes on the map. So as you remove those, you'll be fine. And you'll have a much easier time to sort this out. Also, can we... could try to subdue them. I think I'll want to... Look at that. They have a military power of 410 if we just attack them. But if we subdue them, they go to 1,100. Which is quite substantial. I think we'll do something else instead. We'll not raid them for now. Instead, we'll keep exploring this place, I think. Put both on it. Okay, we found another... we have another person to spare here. Let's go with this. Tribe and another building. Wonderful. Let's go back to the map, or to the city. Use you on that. Build some more things. For example, more houses. Can't really have enough of those. Takes me 3 turns. In 1 turn we get another citizen, so we'll not build one right now. 5 production. Very, very nice. Okay, so... blah, blah, blah. We would be using nobles. And I think we want them to train more soldiers. We'll need soldiers very soon as well. So it's not like you can have enough of them. I also think the game is set in such a way that you can basically use one person for almost every tile on the map. But it's kind of important that you do the... what one was that? The one reforms event with the Exodus to get the maximum population capacity. Okay, something else I want to do here. I think we want to use the Blessing of the Wowbit again for the exploration. I'll put you there. Okay. If you could build a bit faster, I would be very, very happy. Lovely. Very, very lovely. I also like to see how the map basically grows with your city. Or like how this looks a lot more cultivated, a lot more impressive as you keep building. By the way, those tiles here are very, very much useless once you or once the Seth event starts and they lose production. Because the food you get from here is great early on, if you get pastures early on. Later on, this is just nothing. There are better places to herd your herds. Okay, what else do we need? What did I need for the next development? Taxation, slavery, and build the Palace of the Scorpion. Okay, do we have taxation and or slavery? No and no. I think we want this. Or this. Or this. We'll take the Cult of Dead Rulers. Also, we discovered the Sinai. Which some of you might know from the Bible. It was the place where Moses got the Ten Commandments. Which I cannot for the life of me list anymore. Ah, damn it. Actually, yes, we can do this. So, and we'll put another 3 on here, and then we'll get this place entirely sorted in no bloody time. Lovely. Of course, it means we'll need somebody to keep building, and I choose, I guess I'll choose you to keep building me things. As I said, keep it up. The city needs it. I think you can also use the both blessing of the same god at once. You just have to keep expanding the resources for that. Okay, more research. We want to learn this. You actually need those buildings at some point, so it's good to have them at least buildable first. Okay, this has been built already. This has not. No, both have not been built. So in we go. And there's some research done. Yes. Or some exploration rather than research. It's exploration. Okay, we'll put 1 citizen back here. Of course, you don't necessarily want to use all the sites. I mean, this one here is kind of a waste. Let's instead unite with another tribe. Or we'll build something here. No, let's unite first. Maybe not that one. Do I need cheaper unifications? That's still quite substantial. But there's 1,000, over 1,000 cost. We'll do something else, I guess. Actually, we could afford that. Let's unite with those. Okay, and since this is 7 production, I definitely want that. Do you have any other production only sites? No. But we'll get a lot of citizens now. And we've also explored all the map, which I rarely did. I think this is the first time I actually explored all of the map. Ooh. Okay, 50 turns left till the end of the game. So in the constant exploration we did that, and unification of the tribes of the Nile Valley. Okay, we explored the full map, so we got a bunch of culture, which is lovely. We can also now use all the people here. I think also supposed to trade with Palestine. Let's build this. And this. So keep at it. Okay, mission. The Conquest of Omos. Subdue the Seth tribe. Okay, so we'll have to subdue them now. I guess we'll start doing that. We'll raid them first, a few times. Costs a bit of stuff, but it's fine. So, what's in here actually? It's kind of nice. Got all this stuff. So what to do with those 4 people we have here? Anything here I want to do? Yes, we need this plot here. And if you don't have anything else to do, get more soldiers. Okay, the right way. Wonderful, 10% rebellion chance less. Didn't really matter to us, but it's fine to have. Ooh, we can now have multi-story buildings here. Look at all the production. Okay, so now we definitely want to resettle people here. So for example, now you definitely want to move your craftsmen from here, your shepherds or herdsmen from here to there. You also want to move this guy. I'm gonna keep building, I guess. A new Temple of the Falcon, why not? Yes, we want that. Bigger barracks. Actually, just have city walls instead. Yes. We want city walls. I'm half tempted to actually finish this game now. I will actually praise the gods. We need culture. We need taxation and slavery, right? Yes. Have that. We'll attack the Seth tribe. We'll attack from the ambush. That's only something that can happen from the first time. The outflanking will happen later, but the ambush can only start at one point in the battle. That's the start. I'm clearly tired. I don't care if my relation with the Seth tribe actually drops, because it can't get much lower. They already hate us. Okay, can I'll use this guy here, so we'll get more soldiers out of this. Wonderful, we united with that. Let's have some more production from here. building, of course. We can't build that yet, so we're a bit ahead of time. Just a small bit. There's no reason to actually get confident. Well, not confident, but complacent. That was the word I was looking for. Complacent. Is that a word? It is. Let's use you for that. Now you can basically max out everything. Okay, now you need the Tomb of the Scorpion, and that's basically when the horrors will be worth every single worshipping. Okay, that's 5 soldiers per, so you want to move away from there and over to here. Like so. Okay, this and that. You're gonna have very little time to start this construction, so it's generally worth it to use the horrors. And as you can see, since we've been very, very frugal with our prayings to the horrors, actually one more, we can afford to use it now, quite a lot. And I'm very happy with that. Look at that, Tomb of the Scorpion is done. Okay. It's over there, so we already have somebody in it. Or on it, rather. Do I want to attack the Seth tribe again? I actually do. We'll actually get to that strength before they get any stronger. I think we'll do one more raid, and then we'll have to attack them. Let's not do that too soon. Okay, the gods are pleased, so we get a lot of stuff. How much do I need for the next worker? It's getting expensive. Okay, actually we need... Yeah, I think we need this for the game victory. Let's get that, so now we should be... Oh no, we need to discover one more thing. Okay, we're overproduction. We're overpopulated. So this and horrors away. We can actually tank the drop in production for one turn or two. The new Temple of Horrors was constructed inside the city walls and was almost twice as large as the old temple. The huge hill revetted with stone became its base, similar to the primitive hill Ben Ben. The temple was so big that even in faraway countries people composed legends about the great House of Horrors. I can't talk anymore today. So sorry. And 5 turns before the Civil War. Great. So we'll need a lot of soldiers, we'll need a lot of... well, everything, really. And we need more houses. First and foremost, we need more houses. And the Civil War is the worst. Attack. I think I want to get rid of the Seth tribe before we get into the rebellions. Though we might as well do it afterwards, I don't know. How do they outflank us? I'm quite sure it's geometrically impossible to outflank an army or those armies. Okay, so we'll have less chance of rebellion now. Let's subdue them. Okay, and the other tribes will also take out. Now the thing here is, those tribes will be very, very strong. Like, in the Civil War, you'll have people breaking away from your tribe or from your city, village, whatever. Okay, so the ruler Scorpion has died. We don't need the Crypt of the Scorpion, do we? We need his palace, which is kind of weird because he already died. Okay, the turmoil. King Scorpion's death was apparently not the greatest thing for us to go through. So we discovered archaic writing. The long evolution of abstract symbols and signs finally became the first archaic script with unique rules. The first texts were more like rebuses, with the help of which the first scribes wrote down the names, titles of the rulers and their deeds. By the way, Claris Victoria I think is a Russian company, so you will sometimes have this kind of weird writing style. At least I think it's kind of weird. Okay. What to do now? I think we want to... we want to... actually on the neck bed, just for the fun of it. And then we could do nothing really. Okay, I think it's a good idea to actually recall some of those citizens in just a moment. It doesn't matter though. We'll have a rebellion very soon, and that challenge is annoying. And no, just had one citizen not doing anything. Okay, that's a good field to use again. It is now, it wasn't before, for much of the game. Okay, let's build this. Well, let's build this. No, let's build this. The Palace of the Scorpion. And let's also hold on to our blessings, not blessings, but things. The innovations of King Scorpion have split society, which had lived for thousands of years only by the laws of their ancestors. Original leaders of the rebels declared themselves Horuses, and, trying to restore the old order, separated from Hierakonpolis. This caused a great confusion among the people. Maybe they were cursed? So the civil war has begun. So now we have all those rebel armies we have to fight. Isn't that wonderful? We also have to fight the Seth, so it's just getting more fun. Okay, we'll fight one. Ugh. Okay, fine, we'll attack them. We'll fight over those lands here. We'll probably need some more soldiers, so if you could do the defending, that would be great. Okay, let's attack the Seth. It'll be a narrow victory. I hope we'll get more than a narrow victory out of this, because we kind of need most of our soldiers. At least not too many of them should die to old age. Okay, this is going reasonably well. Not that close. Okay. Wonderful. We can now build the copper mines of Sinai. Which we'll do soon. First, we need to honor the Seth. As the conqueror, of course. And we'll attack, and attack, and attack. No, we'll not attack here. But we'll attack here, and there. What here? No. Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. We'll just live here now. Okay, we'll attack. This is kind of annoying because how do they outflank us? Because you just have to sit through this. Again, this button needs to stop there. But I think if you just get enough people out, if you just get enough rebellions crushed, you will actually just stop the challenge there. Okay, what do we want? I think we'll give them generous stuff. Actually, no, we'll give them moderate rewards. Not sure what they did to earn it, but we will give them a moderate reward. Okay, that'll do. Actually, we don't need those for food. We need more soldiers instead. Oops, no, you keep doing that. We want to build some things. Irrigation canals, why not? We need a lot of food for the end game. Okay, and yes, you go there. Attack. Did actually drop the rebel forces as well. I mean the big ones. Attack. I should have checked that before ending the turn, actually. So I think now they will become a massive, massive army. They actually established new tribes, which is annoying. Because those tribes will become stronger, and I think they will refuse to work with us. Also, how did the army keep moving around like this? I think this must have been a logistical well, masterpiece. Okay, and those rebels here are now just humongous tribes. Yeah, let's raid them. Let's raid the hell out of them. Let's get those lands back into use. Especially the ones that produce a lot. Like this. Okay. Right, in we go. What did we just increase? Okay, we need the Tomb of Eerie Horrors now. Luckily, we just finished building something else. So we have a builder who is available to do stuff. Irrigation has been added to most of these things. Here, that's great. Do we have a 2-1 field we're harvesting from? We do not. Okay, I hope this is not a bad move. No, we don't. Okay, great. So let's build the Tomb of Eerie Horrors. Let's speed it up a bit. We got stuff to do. Also, we have to end by turn, I think, 220 or 200. So we kind of want to get as much done as possible. We also need to build a couple mines of Sinai, right? Okay, unite the 50 main river tribes. So I think those are the tribes that we definitely need to unite away. Actually, no, I think it's just... we did the other ones, so I think those are the only ones left. Great. Great. This is not going as I would have hoped. Okay, wonderful. So we'll get more stuff. Okay, build the walls of forest, the way of forest, and so on. We can do that. But first, I kind of need a city of Hermopolis. And we can't honor people now, or honor the horrors now. We did get a good amount of progress, though. So I think it was worth it. Okay, anything else I need to build or do here? Not quite yet. We'll put you here. Actually, 2 and 1. Is there anything better than that? There's 2 and 2, so you there. Please cross the desert again and come back to become a flax farmer. Why did we lose one here? I think this was a 2-1 field at some point. Oh well. Yeah, let's attack. So we outflank them again. Okay. The fly trap has become stronger, which is not quite the most beneficial to us. We need more of this. How is our strength looking? Oh, still way too strong. Way too strong. Attack them. I think we need to renew the Blessing of the Seth very, very soon. Okay, we want the Way of the Horrors and so on. Actually, do I want to wait with that? King Eerie Horrors will die in 1 turn. Huh. It's hard to say, really. I think I'll start with... yeah, we'll unite with these guys. I think we can afford the unification. First off, we'll build the city of Heracleopolis, which is very expensive. Then we'll scroll out again, or zoom out again rather. This, grab that, and oh, that's so strong. That's so strong. That's so strong. It's the worst. How about the fish tribe? Could subdue them, but I would really want to gift them things. Could we actually, yeah, we should probably just try to be friendly to the other Horus tribes. Okay, you want the Tomb of Ka. Let's get the Seth done quickly. Okay, we'll attack. I think after this we can actually subdue them. Which would come in handy. I'm actually trying to get all the other tribes out. Okay, so this one here. We can now subdue them, which is great. We'll also figure out, well, this apparently. Okay, then we'll try to get Tomb of Ka. Get more people. And try to gift those people something. Get on their good side again, so we can peacefully unite with them. That sounds like a good plan. Okay. Do I need more workers? I think I do. Just for fun. Okay, we could get a fair amount of production for little amount of food. We'll do that. We were building the bloody Path of the Horrors, so might as well. Might as well use the damn thing. And you can see it costs a lot of production, so it's certainly worth having those couple mines at the Sinai. Attack. Kill them all. Come on, take them. Take them out. Flank them. That's good. Okay, that's fine. Oh, the King Ka has left our world. Okay, and now we have to do this trial. Oh, very soon we'll have to do this trial. And you need a lot of stuff for that. So basically you have to do all the fighting, you have to do a lot of general stuff to get this over with, and it's very, very difficult. That's basically the end game, so we're almost done here. Do I want to keep uniting with tribes? Actually, I think I don't necessarily want to keep uniting with tribes. Get one more worker, so I can get the soldiers in here. Okay. Okay, King Name wants a fancy tomb. We can do that. We can't accelerate that, and this is where you bleed a lot of production. Okay, we'll actually save that. Also, okay, our research is not doing too well. Okay, we'll be soon at the unification of Egypt. Wonderful. Okay, we'll reform. And we'll reform again, I guess. And I think we'll do one or two more. We'll do one more. Okay, got a lot of stuff. The Great Horus has conquered Lower Egypt and ordered that this event be imprinted on a palette depicting hundreds of thousands of looted cattle, the punishment of the rebellious rulers of the Nile Delta and their servants, and their destroyed fortresses. And to show that there is no ruler other than Horus, our divine king put two crowns, that of Upper and of Lower Egypt, both on his head at the same time. I wonder if you would have had a much more difficult time if those were shaped differently, so like really awkward to put into each other. Oh well, not important. We need this, and we need it quick. We need to create the capital, which is becoming somewhat difficult. We'll put some more people on work here. 4, 5, lots of stuff. Wonderful. Yeah, let's put somebody in here. And the final person will do... He'll actually get a day off, I guess. Okay, I'm not sure if Nam was actually the pharaoh that did the unification of Egypt and basically won the game, if you will. Okay, we need the city of Tanis and the city of Memphis. We'll start with the city of Tanis first. Okay, capture territory south of the... Oh, that's where the Scorpion tribe lives. We'll have to wipe those out as well. Or the Fly tribe. Oh boy, they're quite strong. I will trade with those, and we'll gift them things. As for the Scorpion tribe, we shall subdue them. Okay, and we need another... Ah, we don't need another citizen. Didn't I have anyone who... someone who is doing very little? You. Okay, can we unify Egypt? We haven't discovered that. We don't. I don't think we'll discover this in time. Yeah, nope. Nope. We'll not get to 45,000 research time. Although we might be able to. Yeah. The game starts throwing you resources every time now. So this might actually, it might still work. Build this and really throw in the horrors. Okay, we do need more people. Yeah, you get back to work here. I think you see that we are losing production there quite massively. We need a pallet. I think I usually go for the mace there. Oh boy, look at that. Look at all the production we're bleeding. Can we trade with more people? No. Okay. That's not good. That's so not good. Okay. 10 turns till the end of the game, and we are not making enough progress. Could you perhaps start working there? Do you have any better production sites? Not really. Not really. Ugh. That sucks. It's quite a bummer. Yeah, work there for now. Alright, we're interacting with the Fly tribe as well. attack. This shouldn't be a draw. This should not end up as a draw. I also don't think it would have been worth splitting, because I only wanted to do like 1.5 hours, and I thought, okay, we'll do the rest in little time. Okay, that's nothing that was related to that. Look at that. I think we would have needed this a lot earlier. Yeah, we would have needed to do this a lot earlier, so we could have taken over the mines there. Okay, we need a bit more. Let's move people into the capital. Oh, we can't. We can't. Wonderful. South of the... Screw that. Okay, we need this. And we need... Well, south of the route. I think this would be south. There is not much... Actually, it might be this. Let's go in one after the other, right? We want to unite with these guys. And I guess I'll create another worker to unite with these guys as well. We can afford that. I will also unite with the rest here. These folks unite. We'll actually not get this done in time. I just noticed that. We'll actually refuse. Screw that. Don't care about the fish tribe. That's the event I was talking about earlier. The one you definitely don't want to have happen to you. Okay, so what do we still need? We need a single pantheon, which we'll actually get. Look at that. Aha! Look at that. We can do this. Okay, so... We did everything. We did everything we needed. Put some people here to unite. Okay. Nama has died. What else do I need? Okay, nothing really. I can just wait. Do I need to transfer the capital? I think I need to transfer the capital somehow. Okay, build new capital. Celebrate. Oh, we need... Celebrate unification of Egypt. How do I do that? Oh, now I can. Aha. Now we have done it. The people praise Pharaoh and the gods of Egypt for the restoration of order and harmony. Everyone is reconciled and blessed at a great feast. It's all thanks to your infinite wisdom. How infinite was my wisdom? A bronze victory. Yeah, we were a bit slow. Actually, the gold victory at some point. So yeah, we... Basically, the scores are very simple here. You get 2 points for each silver victory, you get your prologue points, so whatever you picked here will influence your score. So we got the historical choices, so meaning we got a +4. Got gold, so that's 3 points. Here you get the gist. So simple. So the maximum is 33 points. You can't have more than that, which would be from those here. So you'd have 8 points here. No, not 8. 4, 2. Yeah, I think it's 2 for you. So this would be +8. I think. Then you'd have those here. So this would be 1 more. So you'd have 3, 3, and 3 here. Which, yeah, I think means you'd get to 33 points. I'm too tired to do the maths right now. So we are wise, and I think that's it. I do wonder what's happened. Okay, so epilogue. Peace did not last long. National movements in Nubia and the lower Nile Delta began to gain momentum, resulting in periodic uprisings. But Egypt continues to evolve, multiplying the number of cities and discovering new technologies. The cult of the dead pharaohs begins to grow from dynasty to dynasty, and eventually turns the construction of giant pyramids to be continued. Actually want to see what happens if I get all the tribes. So, next turn it is. Oops, didn't want to do that. Back to Egypt. Get me another citizen. I need to fight those guys. I can subdue them easily. And I might do some of the earlier games of Claudius Victoria. Maybe not the Flash games, because as I've learned with some other Flash games, capturing those is a pain in the ass. But I do have Marble Age. And I think another one. I forgot. I completely forgot. Okay, what will we get if we do this? There's another tribe over here. We'll unite with those. Okay. Wonderful. The fly tribe has been removed. Catfish tribe has been removed. So we can build things and put people on those. Any other tribes we are removing? Those and those. Great. And those. So we might actually... You know what, we'll subdue them. We'll subdue those. Because we can. What else will we do here? I don't think it's, by the way, possible to transfer your civilization from one play or from one game to the next one. And I'm very excited about. I'm hoping to eventually play the Egypt, the Old Kingdom. Because so far I've actually enjoyed this kind of game. It's very simple, and in fact the art direction is quite different from the previous ones. So maybe we'll have a look at those. But especially Marble Age and the other ones were very simplistic, and this is, well, we'll see at some point. This is a bit more sophisticated, and in fact I first wasn't sure if this was a game from Claudius Victoria, because it looked so different, but the certain things like those symbols here, they've been using those since the first games, pretty much. So that's a clear sign of the game being by the same developers. And also at some point you realize that the idea of moving your citizens around, of distributing your population in a way that makes sense to you and that gives you the maximum yield and whatnot, is also something that has been slightly changed. Like in the previous games, you only had certain tasks, like you had farming, you had fishing, you had fighting, and you just throw basically amounts of your population into that. So you had your free population like this. Let's say you had 1,000 people. You could say, okay, I want 250 of those to go and fish, and 250 of those to go do something else. You get the gist. And then you of course had the challenges where you would need certain things, and they didn't give you those pointers though. So it was more about knowing what you would need, I think, at least. Maybe they gave you those pointers as well. I forgot. I have to play Marble Age again at some point. Okay, come on. Going. What? Why would they rebel against me? Also, why would they take this bit of desert? I mean, it's a bit of desert for all I care. There's none of that to go around, you know. Yeah, okay. Actually, no, we'll leave that. Screw trading. We need those people. Okay. And this is really why I wish we had an auto-resolve button. Let's have a drink. Ah, glorious. So I finished my water bottle today. Or at least in this live stream, which is fine. Not sure how the weather in your places is right now, but in Germany it's bloody hot. Having a massive heat wave, and I think it's supposed to get worse this week. So I'm not looking forward to that. Although I don't mind the heat that much so far. It's been pretty okay. I mean, it's been hot, yes, but it's not been unbearable at all. Although I'm kind of used to more. I mean, when I was visiting my father, I was subject to the Spanish heat, which is much worse compared to this one here. Of course, the German winter is a lot worse than the Spanish one. So it kind of balances out. But I've seen far worse, and then people are like sweaty and cursing all the time because it's so warm, it's terrible, it's the absolute pits. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's actually okay. It's not that bad, you know. Oh, we're overpopulated. Overpopulated. I could actually punish them now. There we go. Let's put them back into business. Any other tribes left? No, so you don't get any benefits for actually uniting all the tribes. That sucks. Oh well, with that knowledge gained and another game finished, could have totally split that into two streams. Anyway, maybe even three. Yeah, thank you for watching. That is, or was, Predynastic Egypt. A wonderful game from the fine folks at Claris Victoria. I'm not sure if no, I actually bought this game. I think the Marble Age one was given to me by a friend, but yeah, this one I bought because I think it was on discount. Anyway, yeah, that was fun. Greatly enjoyed it. I greatly enjoyed the art as well. It's very, very nice to see. I like having games where you can easily see what you gain from a certain activity. You can very easily see what resource you gain and how much, and it's clear, it's crisp. It's not overwhelmingly graphical. It kind of ties into. I'm quite sure this is essentially how things would look on the ancient Egyptian walls. And I think the art direction is just great. They did that wonderfully, and even though it's quite apart from the past games, which we won't play today, but we might play at some point, not tomorrow though. Yeah, I think it's a wonderful game, and you should totally check it out. Link is as usual in the description below. I'm not sure if there will be a stream tomorrow. It depends on when I'll get home from training. It will not be as long as today's stream though. I actually have to get up in like 4 hours, so I'm kinda destroyed. Oh well, luckily my job is not too difficult. Do one more turn and build everything. There we go, that's where the gold mines would be. Okay, now we can cut the stream. And I will see you all soon. Thanks for watching again. Bye. Should probably hit the right button.